What's up, everybody? And we got the solo stove. Now, yeah, we did get this in a box previous, but I think it's time to try it out. You know, with the coof and everything else going on, everything's been closed, still closed, but they're talking about opening up the beaches down here. You know, it's Padre Island. Hell, that's 65 miles of primitive beach. And I'm really kind of looking for something small, compact that I can use to cook on and everything else. And, well, I got this, and we haven't used it. But I'd like to kind of try it out before I take it and get it out there and then find out it sucks. And we got the instructions. And things I've heard about it is it eats fuel like crazy. So that's going to be an issue because on the beach there's not really a whole lot of dry material to be using. So I'm kind of wondering how well it's going to be if I want to use it and had a little pile of twigs or something like that and a couple little big chunks. You know, could I make a burger out of it? So this is what you get. Comes in this little, carry sack, stuff like that. It's a little stove, just a little vinyl one. And I just want to see if it's going to work. And obviously, with everything being closed, all the parks being closed, everything else, we're here in my kitchen. We're not going to fire it up in the kitchen, though. So that's what you got. Stoves with your little cooktop cook ring on top. And that just sits right there, so you'll be able to put like your cooking stuff in there and still access for fire. So that's your cooking ring. Now these things, on their website, they had them for $89.99, and then they dropped the price to $69.99. Then of course, if you look on Amazon, there's $69.98. Yeah, I don't get that either. So is this thing really worth $70? Is it going to do what we need it to do? Everybody loves them, everybody touts them, but I don't know if it's going to do what I need it to do. But we'll give a rundown. These are your intake holes on the bottom for air, because you got a solid bottom. And then if you can't really see inside too much, but you have the ash can that's in the bottom. You have your wire mesh grate here that's going to hold all your fuel, so everything else should drop down. But just underneath this lip, and it's really hard to see even by looking at it, that's where the airflow comes up through there. And then what their claim to fame is these holes here are their secondary burn to keep down smoke and everything else. So I don't know, but we're gonna test it out, because you know what, I don't want to go down there, take this saying, hey, this is my way of cooking, and it doesn't work and I need 5-gallon bucket of twigs to make a hamburger. So I broke down some twigs and, little tree that fell in my freaking yard, and I broke that down. It's pretty dry. So we'll see what happens with it. But now they also say you can, where's that? You can put an alcohol stove in it. Okay, so if you can do that, can you put charcoal in it also? Maybe a couple little charcoal briquettes and make it last longer? I don't know. I'm probably gonna melt this thing down by the time I'm done figuring it out. But I just really want to see what it can do before I take it out. So, that being said, we're gonna take it out on the back porch. Now mind you, it's windier than crap out. They're doing construction over on the other side. So the audio might suck, or a neighbor's dog is going to bark. And if that does happen, they're just crappy, and when I get it in the post and it all sucks, then well, you're just going to have a music montage to listen to while we're burning stuff. But I'll give you a rundown of what we're going to do. We're going to use the old pyro putty, and this stuff is cool. And you see I tried to use the settler's wrench to put a little divot in something so I can stick some of this in here, but it ended up splitting the branch. But this stuff's actually pretty cool. I tried it out once. Yeah, it's pyro putty. It sticks pretty good. So I think that would be the good little thing for that. We can pack it on there, get it lit, drop it down in. So we're going to use that, because one of their methods they talk about is putting a couple of bigger chunks in there, and then putting the fire, and then building it on top and letting the fire burn down instead of burning up. So I think we'll go with that method, of course. We'll try that. And then we're gonna light it with the Exotech fire starter, which I really love this little thing. I don't know why. Just unscrew it. It's all got O-ring washers, keep everything nice and dry. But this little guy has got, like, it throws sparks. I don't know if y'all can see that, how it's angled. Probably not. But this thing will throw sparks. And then you unscrew the other side. Of course, you got an O-ring there. Little ferro rod. Got a little handle on it. And then this guy just I probably shouldn't do that in my house. I'm kind of being a little cautious. So we use that to light it. And if not, if that don't work, then I got some backup. And if these don't freaking light it, then we're just not even taking that. You know what I mean? So we got backup. So other than that though, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna do it. And let's get it outside and we'll give her a go. And like I said, I hope you all can hear it and hear the audio. Alright. So this is what we're working with at the solo stove. This was the little piece of wood I tried to give a little pocket for the putty. But anyway, work on that one. So I'm thinking this should be enough to cook a hamburger with. If it's not, yeah, then we might need to rethink this. So we're gonna lay these down in the bottom, like I said. That was their little thing, kind of big. Put it in the middle. This would kind of burn from the top down. Then of course we're going to use our pyro putty. And yes, I do apologize for the noise, but like I told you, this is what it is. Good little scoop off of this. Yeah. Kind of like Play-Doh on steroids. Alright, so let me see. Tried to cut that hole in there just to give it a little place to go. See if it'll hold it together. That should work. It's kind of windy out. So we'll put that in there. I'm going to close this up before we catch the whole thing on fire. Alright. We'll grab our Exotech. There's a rod. There's our striker. Put a little handle on here. Alright, let me get this baby going. I think we should be able to. There we go. Oh, there we went. Seriously? Alright, so the Exotech kind of freaking sucked. So we're going to see if the Soul one actually works. Or it might be the Pyro Putty, I don't know. There goes the Pyro Putty. So there we go. So the Exotech one that is light, so that's still kind of windy out here. Seriously? It went up. Alright, so Pyro Putty is really letting me down. I have no idea why. And it's kind of like a small little campfire. Let's go see if we can make a burger on it. Yeah, it does like its fuel. It likes to eat a lot. So that's fine. Got a little 9-inch fry pan. Let's cook the burger. Bit of oil, just to lube her up. cheap frozen patty. A spice rocket, because you gotta have the spice rocket. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt. And of course you gotta bring it over for the Cajun. Put it over. So you want to stay together. Cajun on that side. Damn, this thing's ripping. A little bit of salt. Switch it over to pepper. Let me add some pepper. Now it's the spice rocket. Gotta love that thing. Your pepper, your salt, your spices, all good. There you go. See if we can cook ourselves a burger. Well, it broke apart. Whatever. Just a little cheap freaking freezer burger. But it'll work for what we're trying to do. You know, I'm really thinking though, actually, if you drop a couple of briquettes into it, once we get it going like that, get a couple of briquettes in there, and you can cook on this thing really efficiently and pretty quick. You have a constant set of heat. Oh, maybe it's worth it. That. Shine complete, but it's pretty golden brown. Call that a win. Canned cooking. it'll cook. Look at that. Alright, so maybe it's probably worth the $70. And there you got your solo stove burger. Kind of broke up a little bit, but cheap burger. But it'll cook. Hey, I'm good with it.